May 7, 1945, Nazi Germany surrendered to the Allied forces in Europe, ending the war with the failure of the Nazi war machine. The following Potsdam Conference would see Germany and Austria being split into 4 occupation zones between the United States, the Soviet Union, Britain, and France. General Dwight D. Eisenhower, Supreme Commander of Allied troops in Europe, would be appointed as the military governor of the new military occupation government set up in the American occupation zone. However, while the war in Europe was over, the war in the Pacific was still raging on, and things were starting to get heated. On July 16, 1945, the Night of the Cherry Blossoms would occur, with the Japanese launching a bioweapon attack on the West Coast that would kill over 7.5 million people. In the following months, the world saw the nuclear annihilation of Japan, the dissolution of the U.S. government, and the creation of the Holy Order with Truman as its Grand Regent. Shortly thereafter, Grand Regent Truman ordered Eisenhower to return home with all of the troops in Europe to purify the newly formed Holy Order. Ike had one thing to say in response: "Fuck you, Truman, we're staying." Communications between the Holy Order and the troops within Europe would be cut off as the American occupation zone now became the home of the U.S. military in exile, and effectively a U.S. government in exile as well. In the following years, American refugees, the family of exiled soldiers, and other exiled sects of the military would flee to the Holy Order to come to Europe, and more specifically the newly formed Enclave. This would result in a massive influx of American culture and the English language within Germany. The two cultures began mixing together as it became clear that the soldiers would be in Europe for a while. Eisenhower and other leaders around the world would begin coming up with a plan on how to deal with the threat that the Holy Order and Truman's regime posed to the world. A meeting was proposed and then held in Brussels in 1950, where several nations proposed the creation of a new defensive organization.